Hallelujah.
Matthew the 14th chapter. Matthew the 14th chapter.
Hallelujah.
Amen. Verse 22, 24 through 32. So we'll be dealing with on today. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Jesus. Hallelujah. Thank you, Jesus. Yes, Lord.
Hallelujah.
Matthew chapter 14, verse 22 and 24 through 32. You have it. Would you please say amen? Amen. And straightway Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and go before him unto the other side, while he sent the multitudes away. But the ship was now in the midst of the sea, tossed with the waves, for the wind was contrary. And in the fourth watch of the night, Jesus went unto them walking on the sea. And when the disciples saw him walking on the sea, they were troubled, saying, It is a spirit. And they cried out for fear. But straightway Jesus spake unto them, saying, Be of good cheer, it is I, be not afraid. And Peter answered him and said, Lord, if it be you, bid me to come unto thee on the water. And he said, Come. And when Peter was come down out of the ship, he walked on the water to go to Jesus. But when he saw the wind boisterous, he was afraid, and began to sink, and cried, saying, Lord, save me. And immediately Jesus stretched forth his hand, and caught him, and said unto him, O thou of little faith, wherefore didst thou doubt? And when they were come into the ship, the wind ceased. Look at your neighbor. Say, neighbor, let King Jesus help you weather the storm. Say, neighbor, let King Jesus help you weather the storm. One more time, say, neighbor, let King Jesus help you weather the storm. Saints of God, let me tell you something. There are some storms and trials and tribulations and problems, saints of God, that we face that we're not going to come out of unless we call out to Jesus. Yes. There are some things in our life, saints of God, and some storms that'll be brewing. Some of us have been dealing with storms and problems for years and years, and we have not found the answer to them yet, because we have not got to the place where we will cry out to King Jesus. Saints of God, it's some heartache that we feel, sometimes pain that we feel, wounded hearts and spirits that have been crushed by things that people have went through in life, saints of God, that's still there, and it's been going on over 40 or 30 years in your life, and that pain and hurt and that sorrow is still there in your heart. Yeah. It's some storms, it's some problems, it's some trials, it's some tribulations that we have been facing ongoing, and they have not stopped yet. And sometimes we wonder, why am I facing the same storm I was facing when I was a teenager? Why am I still having the same problems that I had when I was back in high school? It seems like I'm 30 or 40 years old now, and I'm still facing the same problems, the same trials, the same storm, the same hurt, the same wound is in my heart, have not been healed yet. There's a reason, saints of God, because when you don't call out to Jesus and allow Jesus to come in and heal the wounded heart, and allow Jesus to come in to stop the storm, some storms will continue on to keep on raging in our life. Yeah. You hear me, saints of God? You got to know how to call out to Jesus. You don't call it out to everything else. You have cried out to everybody else. You have tried everything else, and some of us have tried everybody else, and still there is no solution to your problem. The storm is still raging. The problems are still there. The trials and tribulations are still in place. We still have a wounded heart and a broken spirit. Do you hear me, saints of God? And it's been going on for years and years. But I came to you with the solution today, saints of God, that you need to be able to cry out to Jesus so he can help you weather the storm. Yes, Lord. Saints of God, Jesus. Here in Matthew chapter 14. Verse 22, we see the disciples in another storm again. We dealt last week about them being in a storm, but in this storm, Jesus was on a boat. But in this storm, Jesus wasn't on the boat. Do you hear me, saints of God? But now they're going through another storm again. Saints of God, just because you serve God, don't think that you ain't going to go through some storms. Sometimes we come to God, we think everything just going to be peaches and cream, and I'm not going to have any trouble. I'm not going to have any trials. I'm not going to have no warfare. Everything just going to be good. The devil ain't going to attack me. Everybody going to love me. Ain't nobody going to allow me. Ain't nobody going to leave me. Ain't nobody going to betray me. Listen, we think that it's a bed of roses when you come to Jesus. But you got to understand that when you come to Jesus, you're going to face some opposition. You got to understand that when you come to Jesus, the devil is coming. The same devil that had you bound in the streets, guess what? When you come to God, it's going to be the same devil that's going to try to come and try to drag you back down to Egypt. Saints of God, you can't think because you serving God that you ain't going to have no warfare. We don't come into the house of God and tell you that you ain't going to have no warfare. We ain't telling you that you ain't going to face no trial, and you ain't going to face no storm, and you ain't going to face no tribulation. No, when you come into the house of God, we tell you what to do when a trial comes. We tell you what to do when a storm comes. We tell you what to do when a problem comes. Do you hear me, saints of God? We tell you in the house of God what to do when people lie on you, when people betray you, when mama don't want to talk to you no more because you serving God. You come into the house of God so you can get answers. You come into the house of God so you can get the word of God, and so you can get the power of God, and so you can get the anointing of God. And we're facing another storm. Here go another storm. Oh my God. Look at verse 22. Look what Jesus told them. And straight away, Jesus constrained his disciples to get into a ship and go before him unto the other side, while he sent away the multitude. Now, who told them to go? Jesus told them to go. Just like last time, the last storm they was in. Jesus told them, let's go to the other side. While they was on their way, a storm arose. Do you hear me, saints of God? Now we got Jesus telling them again, get ready to cross over to the other side. The Bible said that he constrained them, which means he urged them to get into the boat, which means it was a necessity, which means he was rushing them. Come on, get into the boat. Remember now, he had just got through feeding 5,000 with 2 fish and 5 loaves of bread. And the Bible said that the people was going to come and make Jesus be their king. Jesus knew what was in their heart. They said, we're going to make Jesus be our king. But he didn't come for that at that time. He came to be their savior. He came to be the Lamb of God. So the people was going to try to force Jesus to be their king. And when Jesus knew it, he told his disciples, he urged them. He said, come on, we got to move. We got to move to the other side. We can't stay in this spot that we're in. Saints of God, some of you, God is urging you to move from the place where you're at to move to the place where he's trying to take you. Saints of God, God is calling you higher. You got to understand that God is calling you higher. That God don't want you to stay down in that dark place and stay down in that confused place and stay down in that low place. You hear me, saints of God? God is urging you. God is urging you. God said you got to come up higher this year. You hear me, saints of God? God said you got to move from your complacency and come out that darkness, come out that relationship that's keeping you bound. He began to urge you. And some of us, saints of God, that God is urging you. God said, I'm calling you higher. God said, I'm calling you out of that situation. God is urging you to move from one place in the spirit to move to another place in the spirit.
Come on.
Oh, God is calling you higher. You hear me say, God, you can't walk in the anointing of God that God wants you to walk in if you're still down in the same old place. But you got to come up higher. He began to constrain them, urge them, get into the boat and go to the other side. Because sometimes it seems like God is rushing you to go into a storm. God, why did you tell me to go this direction when you know a storm was getting ready to come up? Why come it seemed like you was urging me to go this direction and a storm came up? You hear me say, God, sometimes it's confusing. Because God, how come you urge me to go this direction when you know a storm was going to come? When you know they was going to lie on me? When you know they was going to backstab me? When you knew they was going to leave me, oh God? Why did you urge me, oh God, to go this direction? But God said, in order for me to elevate you, you got to go through a storm. In order for me to take you higher and put a stronger anointing on you and put a stronger glory on you and put more water inside of you, you got to go through a storm. Say, so God, when you go through elevation in the house of God, you must go through a storm. Now we get discouraged when a storm comes. Count it all joy when you fall into downward temptation, knowing that the trial of your faith working patient. There is a reason why come God is allowing you to go through the storm. There is a reason why come God allow people to backstab you and talk about you and lie on you. Do you hear me say, God? Some people you trust too much. And when you trust people too much, sometimes God will move his hand. And they'll betray you. You know why? Because since you've been around them, you ain't been on your face. You ain't been praying. You ain't been crying out to God. You ain't been spending no time with God because them your friends. But when they start lying on you and betray you, you say, I don't got no friend, nobody but Jesus. Sometimes God let everybody move away from around you so you know the only person that you can trust is Jesus. The only person you can depend upon is Jesus. The only person that you can lean upon is Jesus. The only person you can call out to is Jesus. Do you hear me say, so God, I don't understand that Jesus got your back. Do you hear me say, so God, when everybody leaves, God, why would you tell me to go? When you know Daddy wasn't going to talk to me no more. And uncle ain't going to talk to me no more. And brother and sister ain't talking to me no more since I'm serving you. But he constrained them. He urged them. Get ready to cross over to the other side. God said, I want you to go higher in me. Since God is calling some of you higher. But the saints ain't hearing his voice. God said, come up higher. And you still down in elevation, and God instead of saying, come up higher. And you still at the dope house, but God instead of telling you to come up higher. But you at the booze house, but God instead of telling you, you need to come up higher. You hear me say, see, God, you won't come to prayer, but God is calling you higher. You won't come into the house of God, but God is calling you higher. You hear me say, see, God, Lord, I got a stronger anointing that I want to place down inside your belly. You hear me say, see, God, Lord, I'm trying to get a yes outside of your belly. I'm trying to put a water inside your belly. It's going to shake the nations. You hear me say, see, God, but you got to come up higher.
Higher, yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Urging. The pastor preaching, but God through him is urging you. Come up a little bit higher.
A little bit higher.
How many of you have God told to come up higher this year, and you still down in the same place you were when he first spoke to you? Then some of us ain't even in the same place. Some of us have dropped below the place that we was at. You hear me say, God, but God instead of calling you to come up higher. It's souls that God want to save through you, but you won't obey God, but God is calling you up higher. God want to use you as a testimony. Do you hear me say, God, God is calling you higher.
Yes, yes, Lord.
Urge them.
Thank you, Jesus.
Get into the boat. Go over to the other side.
To the other side.
I'm going to give you some more directions.
Oh, yes.
And you're going to face a storm again, but you don't know it. The Bible said Jesus sent away the multitude. There in that verse.
Yes.
He told them to get into the boat, but he sent the people away. See, saints of God, he wanted to make sure that the only one that was getting on the boat was the disciples. Do you hear me, saints of God? Was the 12 men that he wanted on the boat. Do you hear me, saints of God? See, saints of God, sometimes God will move people away from you. He'll remove the multitude away from you because God was the wrong people getting on your boat. Do you hear me, saints of God? He sent the multitude away.
Yes, Lord.
Well, God sent the multitude away. Oh, my God. Jesus said, I want you to go, but there's certain people that ain't going to go with you. See, you need to ask God, God, who's supposed to be on my boat? Who's supposed to be in my life?
Yes,
You hear me say, God, who's supposed to be in my house? What relationship do I supposed to have right now? Do I supposed to have this person in my life right now? Do you hear me say, God? Because some people in your life are jack your life up. Do you hear me say, God? You better watch who you taking on your boat. When God is calling you higher, you have to watch you get on the boat. When Jesus said, don't let them get on the boat, guess what? Don't let them get on the boat. And God told Abraham, he said, I want you to go from this land and go to a land that I'm taking you. He said, but go by yourself. Abraham took his nephew Lot with him. When God told him, go by yourself. But he took old Lot with him. Lot is my little nephew. And I love little Lot. Little Lot loves me. But the Bible said down through the years, they almost got to fight and they had to separate. You know why? Because God said, don't take nobody with you. Saints of God, you have to watch who's getting on your boat.
Oh, yes.
Yes, Lord.
What are your motives for getting on my boat?
My God, my
What are
God.
your motives for coming into my life?
Yes, Lord.
Oh, that man said you got some pretty eyes, but that's his motive of getting with you. That man don't love you. He don't care nothing about you. He don't care nothing about your spirit. You don't get mad with Pastor today, but he don't care nothing about your spirit. You ain't nothing but a wham bam, thank you, ma'am. You ain't nothing but a body to him. Do you hear me? You ain't nothing but hips, lips, and fingertips. You don't care nothing about your spirit. Do you hear me? Says God. He ain't trying to push you into the things of God. You got the wrong person on the boat with you. That woman is the wrong person on the boat with you. Do you hear me? She out for your money, your triceps, and your bicep, and your nice ride. But she don't care nothing about your spirit. Do you hear me? Says God. We got to watch you take along with you while you on your boat. This year, we got to keep people off your boat that God never told you to let on the boat. Do you hear me? Says God. He said, go to the other side.
Go to the other side.
Yes, Lord.
But I'm going to send a multitude away so they don't get on the boat with you. Remember last time when they went, the Bible said other boats went with them, was following them. But this time Jesus said, no, I'm going to make sure that they go by themselves.
Yes. Lord.
This is a storm that you got to go through all by yourself.
My God.
You hear me? Say, see God.
My God.
See, he said, listen, break away from the multitude.
Break away.
Remember now, I told you Jesus had just fed 5,000 men with 2 fish and 5 barley loaves of bread. He fed 5,000, now counting women and children. Because they women, their wives was out there, and children was out there.
Right.
So you multiply that, that's almost 15,000 people. He fed 15,000 people with 2 fish and 5 barley loaves of bread.
My God.
Now look at that miracle now. The Bible said that they were getting ready to come and make Jesus be their king. They said, this man done fed 15,000 people with 2 fish and 5 barley loaves. We finna make him our king. And when Jesus knew about it, Jesus said, we got to bust a move. See, you got to know how to break away from the crowd when God has used you in a powerful way. You hear me say, God, sometimes you're around people and God heals somebody through you and you want to stay around the crowd. But God said, no, I don't want you to stay in the place you was at when I performed that last miracle. I want you to get ready to move on to another place because I got some more miracles that I want to perform through you. You hear me say, God, sometimes we get stuck in what God did yesterday. But I thank God for what he did yesterday, but I'm thinking about what God going to do today. Do you hear me? I want to walk in more power. I want to walk in a stronger anointing. I want to walk in a stronger word. Do you hear me say, God, he said, I want you to break away from the crowd.
Break away. Yes, Lord.
Jesus is teaching us something.
Yes.
He said, when God moved mightily, don't stay around the crowd all the time. He said, bust a move. Do you hear me say to God? Some of us can't bust a move. When God do something great to us, we want to stay around the crowd because we want the applause of men. We want men to pat us on our back. Do you hear me? And all I see how God used you. And God did something great to you. And God healed that man to you. And God healed that one. Now God said, no, come away from the wrong. Do you hear me say to God? God said, learn how to break away from the crowd.
Break away from the crowd.
Hallelujah.
The Bible said, when Jesus sent the multitudes away, the Bible said he went up himself into the mountain to pray.
Yeah.
When God used you in a mighty way, let me tell you, don't beat on your chest. No, go somewhere and pray. Don't say that this is a time now I need to stop studying, I need to stop praying. No, Jesus went and prayed. He was the Son of God, but he still went and prayed. God used him in a mighty way, but he went and still and prayed. Some of us, God used us and we stopped praying.
Come on.
God used us and we stopped fasting.
Yes.
God used us and we stopped studying his word. But the more God bless you, the more you got to be humble.
Yes.
The more God release to you, the more you need to pray. The more power God put on you, the more you need to fast and humble yourself before God. Do you hear me say, God?
Yes,
He sent
Lord.
the multitude away.
Yes, Lord.
He said, I'm teaching you how to break away from the crowd
Yes,
when
Lord.
God has used you in a powerful way.
Come on.
Because everybody around you are not around you because they want Jesus. Remember when they got to the other side, the people met Jesus. They said, Lord, how did you come here? He said, I'm telling you, you ain't following me because you seen the miracles. He said, you following me because I fed y'all fish and bread.
Come on.
He said, don't labor for food that perish. He said, but labor for that bread that endure to everlasting life. Because everybody's not following Jesus because they want Jesus. That's because you got to be aware of the crowd.
Come on.
Everybody calling your name is not calling your name because they want Jesus. Somebody's calling your name because they got some unrighteous motives in their mind. What can I get from them and what can they do for me? Do you hear me say to God? This is the reason why I come when Jesus said, break away from the multitude, break away from the crowd.
Break
Yes,
away.
Lord.
He said, get ready to bust a move.
Yes.
Lord.
You're
Yes.
not going to stay in this place.
Yes, Lord.
Saints of God, I'm calling you to come higher.
Yes.
Don't stay in the place that you in right now.
My God.
I'm calling you to come up higher.
Yes, Lord.
So what, you felt the glory of God and you had an experience with God. But God said, I'm calling you up higher.
Yes, Lord.
We got some saints who are displaced
Yes, Lord.
and they're standing
My God.
and they're in one place. And instead of talking about what God did 30 years ago, all I remember 30 years ago, God came in and healed Brother Willie, and God's glory was in the house. Okay, 30 years ago, what about right now?
Yeah.
You hear the saints of God? You stuck back in 30 years. You got to come up higher in God and say, God, I ask you to heal right now. I ask you to deliver right now. I ask you to set free right now. You hear the saints of God? You got to break away
Yes. Yes, Lord.
from
Thank
the
you.
last miracle.
Thank you, Jesus.
Break away from the last revelation.
Yes.
Break away from the crowd. And Jesus got along with God. And he sent the disciples away on the boat by themselves.
God himself.
And the Bible said when they got midway, a storm arose.
Yes, Lord.
Because when God sends you, sometimes you don't face no storm when you first go. It's when you get halfway to where God is telling you to go, that the storm rise up. The Bible said when they got middle ways, The Bible said that a storm arose.
Yes.
It's when you get halfway to your healing, that's when the enemy come and fight against you. It's when you get halfway to your breakthrough, your finances. Here comes the devil. Do you hear me? Says God, trying to make you turn around and go back. There's a reason for the storm. Do you hear me? Says God, the storm comes. They're trying to tell you to turn around and go back. Do you hear me? Says God, but you got to press on in Jesus.
Press in. Yes, Lord.
When they got halfway, the storm arose.
Yes, Lord.
You got Matthew wrote his account of this, Mark wrote his account, and John wrote his account.
Yes.
When you look at Mark, the 6th chapter, the Bible said why the storm was blowing and the boat was being tossed. The Bible said that the disciples was rowing.
Uh-huh.
Here go another storm again.
Yes.
This man done sent us this direction and he go storm again.
Yes.
It makes you sometimes get fearful.
Yes.
If God tell me to go, I ain't gonna go because the storm gonna come.
Come
Do
on.
you hear me? Thanks God. The Bible said they was rowing. And when you read Mark the 6th chapter, the Bible said Jesus was standing on the mountain looking at them,
Yes, Lord.
rowing,
Roll.
and told him. He was looking at them struggling. Do you hear me? Thanks God. You remember now when you go to the Sea of Galilee right now, you can go on those mountains. It's surrounded by mountains. The Bible said Jesus went up in a mountain to pray. Jesus was on a mountain looking at the room.
Yes,
Oh,
Lord.
yes.
Here we go again. And Jesus is looking. Because when you're going through a storm and trial, sometimes God will just look at you struggle. You say, why will God do that? Because God want to see what you're going to do while you're going through that test and going through that trial. Do you hear me? Test God. The last time they had a storm, Jesus told them, you don't got no faith. But here come the test all over again. See, if you fail the first test, you got to take the test all over again. Do you hear me? Test God. And I told you that when you go through a storm, the teacher don't say anything.
Uh-huh.
In school, when you take a test, they say, put your pencils down. You done went over the test about 4 weeks. The teacher been up teaching you. But you was too busy throwing paper balls at little Johnny's head. You were too busy throwing airplanes and writing letters. Do you like me? No, I didn't say it. Yes, you did. So you like me. No, you did. So you doing all that. And when the teacher is talking, guess what? You ain't heard nothing. Then when a test comes, then you raising your hand.
Yes.
What are you talking about? Don't put your head back down and take the test.
Yeah.
Because when you take the test, the teacher don't say nothing while you're taking the test. Do you hear me say to God?
Yeah.
Some of us get upset at God because God, you ain't saying nothing and I'm taking his test. And God, why ain't you saying anything? Do you hear me say to God?
Yeah.
Some of us get discouraged because God, I'm taking the test. And God, how come you ain't saying anything?
Come on.
But God, I've been saying something for the last 4 months.
Yes, Lord.
The pastor instead of been getting up saying, prepare for the test. The pastor instead of been telling you, take Jesus along with you everywhere you go. Do you hear me say to God? The pastor instead of been giving you the answers, but you've been playing in class. Do you hear me say to God? But now it's test time. Take the test and you fail. God said, the reason why you failed, God said, because you was not in class. Do you hear me say to God? You weren't taking serious what I was giving. And when the test come, God don't say nothing. Jesus was just watching them, roaring,
Growing.
toying. He said, I already showed those boys what to do.
Yeah.
And they out there screaming and hollering
Yes.
with no kind of faith when I already told them. He said, why are you fearful last time? He said, where is your faith? He said, only thing you need is faith. Do you hear me say to God? He said, why are you fearful?
Come on.
Now, here is the test. And now Jesus ain't saying anything. Do you hear me say to God? This is where you start getting discouraged. Do you hear me say to God? That when Jesus don't say anything. When you're going through a test and you're going through a storm and you're going through a trial and you're going through tribulation and it seems like God ain't saying anything,
Yes.
it's quiet.
Yes, Lord.
Jesus
Yes, Lord.
tossed to and fro with the waves.
Yes.
Forward and backwards. Remember now, it's supposed to took them a couple of hours to get across the sea. But when we read it, it took them 10 hours. Because every time they try to go forward, the wind pushed them back.
Yes, Lord.
Look at verse 24. But the ship was what?
But the boat was now in the middle of the sea,
And was what?
tossed by the waves,
And what else?
for the wind was
The
contrary.
wind was contrary. When God give you a direction, guess what? When God give you a direction, do you hear me say to God? It's going to be contrary winds that come your way.
Yeah.
Sometimes you think when you go in a direction that God tell you to go, you think that you ain't going to face no contrary winds. And you think that there's not going to be any opposition.
Yeah.
But the Bible said when they begin to go, they face some opposition. When you face opposition, that's not the time for you to go back out into the world. Just because contrary winds come. The
Yeah.
Bible says the wind was contrary.
Yes.
Now we would think that God, if you send me this way, I shouldn't face no contrary winds.
Yes.
I shouldn't face no opposition. There is a reason why God got you facing opposition. Something about resisting workouts. It's resisting workouts because they build up your muscle.
Build up your muscle.
Your muscle can't be built up if there is no resistance.
Come on.
Do you hear me, saints of God?
Yes.
See, there's a reason why God let resistance come your way. Because God is trying to build up your spiritual muscles.
Come on.
See, your spiritual muscles is deformed right now because you ain't had no opposition. But when you begin to follow the directions of God, you start facing some opposition. Now you got some contrary winds. Now God is trying to build up your spiritual muscles.
Yes.
See, saints of God, you don't know that you can fight until you've been in a fight. Do you hear it, saints of God?
Yes.
You got a lot of people telling us I can fight, but they ain't got a scratch on anybody. I get so tired of people telling us they ain't tough, they ain't got a scratch on anybody. I was an OG, you ain't no OG nothing. You ain't never been shot, ain't never been cut up, ain't never did anything. You ain't nothing but a studio gangster, do you hear me? You ain't nothing but a sale, will you? You hear me, saints of God? But all I'm talking about some people that been in some fights. All the neighborhood I came up in, we went through some bloody fights, do you hear me? We had some blood bad, do you hear me, saints of God? I know how the bullet feel. I know how the knife feel. I know how it feel. It gets socked in the face. Do you hear me, saints of God? I had some fights, but it got to be the same way over into the spiritual realm. You got to know how to fight.
Yes, Lord.
You fight the devil, they want to try to pick a fight, but you ain't never been in no fight. You hear me, saints of God? This is the reason why I come in the house of God. We raise our hands, we dance, we shout, we fall out in the floor, but as soon as we leave those doors, we right back down in Lodabar, we right back down in Egypt, we right back down in Moab, we right back down in dark. You know why? Because we don't know how to fight in the spirit. Do you hear me, saints of God? But when you serve God, God is going to show you how to fight in the spirit.
Yes, yes.
Set your face like flint. You hear me, saints of God? Oh, you got to get guarded inside of God. You got to put on a helmet of salvation and put on a belt of truth. And let your breastplate be, let the breastplate of righteousness be on your chest. You hear me, saints of God? You got to have the shield of faith. You got to have the sword of the spirit. You got to have your feet sharpened with the preparation of the gospel.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus.
I'm teaching you how to fight.
Yeah.
God, while I'm going through this storm, God said, I'm teaching you how to fight.
How to fight.
God, why did you let this wicked spirit come up against me? I'm teaching you how to fight. God, why did you allow them to allow me? I'm teaching you how to fight in the spirit.
Yes.
You hear me, says God, why did you let me? Why did you let them leave? Because I'm teaching you how to fight.
Yes, Lord. Thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
So when you see contrary winds, don't run.
Don't run.
Stand your ground because God is trying to strengthen your spiritual muscles.
Oh, yes.
God is not trying to kill you. God is trying to get something to you. But in the kingdom of God, in order for God to bless you in a mighty way, he got to humble you first.
Yes.
You hear me say, God got to break that pride spirit. It's inside your spirit where you think you can do all things without God. Baby, let me tell you something. God will let a storm come your way. God will let trials come your way. God will let tribulations come your way. That you can't do nothing but fall on your face and say, Jesus, I need you. God, I can't make it without you. Oh, God, I need you to strengthen me. Oh, God, I need you to work this situation out. Oh, God, Jesus.
Jesus. Yes, Lord.
Contrary
Contrary.
winds, opposition, hostile. Winds that are hostile. They're not blowing you the direction you're supposed to go. These winds are blowing you back from where you're supposed to go.
Yes,
Because this is a hostile environment.
yes.
God, why did you place me on this job? And it seemed like the supervisor hate me. And the foreman is missing with me. The supervisor got a problem with me. But did you not tell God, God, I want to be more humble. And God, I want more love in my heart. It's what you told God when you was in prayer. Oh, you felt God's presence and you was snotty at the mouth, you was crying, snotty at the nose, and God, I want to be more like you, and I want to be more like Jesus. And Jesus, since you want to be more like me, he take you and put you in a hostile environment. Do you hear me say to God? He let people talk about you and people allowing you. If you say you want to be more like Jesus, you got to do like Jesus did when he got lied on. Do you hear me say to God? Sometimes we ask God for a stronger anointing and we don't know that what we're saying. When you ask God for a stronger anointing and you ask God to take you higher and you ask for a stronger glory, guess what? You got to go through opposition.
Got to. Got to. Yes.
I know about those hostile environments.
Oh, yes.
People talking crazy, you know, if you want to break their jaw, you could. That's the only thing about it. See, that's how you know God will change you. I'm talking about when you know that you can hurt the person. That's when you know God will change you. You hear me say to God? I was at work, and now some of you may know it in the streets, but this Caucasian guy, I heard him and another Caucasian guy talking. I had been in the streets now in almost 20 years. But he was talking to his friend. And I was going back in the building wrong, I was going back. And he said the N word, not with the ER, you know, but he said NIGA. And I had to stop at first. I said, did this boy just say what I thought he said? And he said it again to his friend. I went into the building and found one of the brothers. I said, don't you know that this boy just said the N-word? He said, oh man, they said it all the time now. He said, they talk just like us. See, I haven't been in the streets that long. And I didn't know they just used that word randomly. We live in St. God. But I went back in and started working. And I started singing a song. I know I've been changed. We live in St. God. Because if you would have said that 18 years ago, I would have slapped your face so hard that you hear me. I don't say so God. Sometimes God will put you in a hostile environment to show you they're still in you. Oh, saints of God. I know God had changed me then because I didn't even really feel in my heart to do nothing to that boy. If it would have been 20 years ago, let me tell you something. I went up to him and said, what did you say? I would have slapped him before he even said anything else. You even says God. But you got to know when God have changed you.
Yes, Lord. Glory to God.
Hostile environment. You hear me say God. I'd have had people cuss me out, call me all out my name. And I don't know now would have did something. So you got to know when God really have changed you.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
He
And when you go higher in God,
Yes, Lord.
you face contrary winds.
Yes, Lord.
Winds that push you back instead of push you forward.
Yes, Lord.
And when you face contrary winds, sometimes you want to give up and you want to throw in the towel.
Yes.
But God is working out your spiritual muscles. Let them cuss you out. You hear me, says God. Let them leave you. Let them talk about you. Let me tell you something. I don't feel bad when people leave me and my wife. You know why? Because they keep me down on my face. People looking out of your face talking, what they going to do about that? What you mean what we going to do about that? We going to praise God. We going to praise El Shaddai. We going to praise Jehovah Jireh. We going to praise Jehovah Nissi. We going to praise Jehovah Shalom. You hear me, says God. We going to praise our shield, our buckler, and our strong tower. I got the joy of God.
Hallelujah. Yes, Lord.
I learned how to let people leave me and still rejoice.
Still rejoice.
I learned to let snakes be around me and still trust God. See, God got to show you how to let snakes be around you and you still love on them. Jesus told the disciples, he said, have I not chosen you 12 and one of you is the devil? Do you hear me? He said, I know one of you is the devil. He said, I know one of you is going to betray me. Sometimes you got people around you, you know they ain't nothing but snakes. You know they ain't nothing but a devil. They're waiting for your downfall and they think that you don't know it, but I'm going to let you stay there. You know why? Because it's going to keep me on my faith before God. It's going to keep me trusting in my God. We got to understand opposition.
Opposition. Yes, Lord.
The winds was contrary.
Contrary. Yes,
It
Lord.
was against them.
Yes.
Contrary means adversary.
Uh-huh.
Because your adversary, the devil, walk about as a roaring lion seeking whom he may devour. You got to understand you serve God. The devil, the adversary, is going to try to come. Do you hear me? Saints of God. Adversary, hostile. Do you hear me? Stuff against you. People against you. When you serve God, people are going to be against you. Not the saints of God, but I'm talking about the ain'ts of God. I'm talking about those who say they saints and they ain't saints. I'm talking about people who speak in tongues and can't stand your guts. But what you need to do, you need to get on the altar and say, God, God really got the Holy Ghost? Now I'm going to speak in tongues and hate my brother and hate my sister. Do you hear me, saints of God? You better check those tongues out. Do you hear me, saints of God? Opposition.
Opposition. Yes,
I'm
Lord.
giving you a good word, saints of God.
Yes, Lord.
Because when the test comes, you're going to know how to stand.
Yes.
You're going to have some people that's against you. And I'm not just talking about people in the world. I'm talking about people right in the house of God. People that's jealous of you. People that's waiting for your downfall. But you got to be able to stand against opposition. I'm talking about contrary winds. When contrary wind blow your way, and contrary wind blow your way, and push you back and knock you to side. Do you hear me, saints of God? You have to know how to keep on calling out to Jesus.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
Rainwater can't help you in this storm.
Come on.
You got to call out to Jesus. You hear me say, God, I know rainwater ain't sexting. That'll help a whole lot of people weather the storm. But you're going to need Jesus. You're going to need the lily of the valley. You're going to need the bright morning star. You're going to need your shield, your buckler, your strong tower. You're going to need the captain of your salvation, the author and finisher of your faith. You're going to need the apostle of your profession. You hear me say, God, you're going to need the good shepherd. Come on, say so, God. You're going to need the lily of the valley. You're going to need the bright morning star. You're going to need the lion of the tribe of Judah. You're going to need the king of kings and Lord of lords and ruler of ruler. And for every master. You hear me say, God, Jesus. He's going to help you weather this storm. What you're going through right now with your family, Jesus. Oh, learn how to call out to Jesus. Because he's going gonna help you weather the storm. People left you with Jesus. Will help you weather the storm. Feel a little pain in your body. Got some bad news from the doctor. But Jesus is gonna help you weather the storm. You say, God, you got to learn to call out to Jesus. Come on, somebody say, Jesus, 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 deliver. Jesus set me free. Jesus touch my body. Jesus touch my mind. Jesus touch my emotion. Jesus.
Hallelujah. Yes, Lord Jesus.
The ways was contrary. And in the fourth watch, Jesus came walking on the water towards them. Why did he wait for the fourth watch? Because the Romans divided times in 4 watches. You had from 6 to 9, there was 1 watch. Then from 9 to 12, there was a second watch. Then from 12 to 3, there was a third watch. Then from 3 to 6, there was the fourth watch. I told you they left when it was 6 o'clock. They still had crossed over. It took them on nothing but 2 hours to get over. It's been 10 hours now, and they still out there rowing. They still out there screaming. And the fourth watch. You hear me say, God. See, the Hebrews have 3 watches. They got the morning watch, the middle watch, and the night watch. The night watch goes from 6 to 10. Then from 10 to 2. Then from 2 to 6. This is the fourth watch. Why do God wait until you get into the fourth watch? Why did God let you row and tow all night and make you wait until the fourth watch? Why did God step in at the last minute like Superman? You hear me say, God, it's when you get exhausted that Jesus show up in the fourth watch. God will wait till you get exhausted and you don't know what to do and you let your wits in and your muscles, your disciples.
My God, my God.
Now it's your time. Baptist gets here and start rowing.
Trying to get the ship to what God said go.
Okay, Matthew, now it's your time. Matthew get down there and start rowing. You had about 4 men rowing at one time, but they was alternating, they were switching out. You hear me say, God, but after 10 hours, your arms getting weak, do you hear me? Your muscles getting weak, do you hear me say, God? Sometimes God is trying to wait till you get to a point when your spiritual muscles have been depleted. You hear me say, God, when you are exalted, when you at your wits end, you can't do nothing but call out to Jesus and say, Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
When I was in boot camp, we had a thing called muscle failure day. And what we would do is we would go out to the weights. And we had weights in a circle. You had all these different machines in a circle. And it will make you do the bench press, make you do that 20 times. Then as you move, you pick up your dumbbells. And you start doing them. Then I make you move and then make you start doing push-ups. Then I make you turn around and start making you lift yourself up. Do you hear me? They let you go around. They let you go around these weights until they called it muscle failure day, which means you kept on doing it until your muscle failed. Then when they got finished, let me tell you something, you couldn't pick up nothing. When you went in and went to sleep, guess what? You know how when men work out and their arms be sore and they lay in the bed, they just stretch their hands out like this. That's how you slept. That was muscle failure day. And that's what God is trying to get some of you to your muscle failure day. Do you hear me? God trying to kill that pride that you got. God trying to kill that self-reliance that you got. Do you hear me? Say, God, God said, I want you to get in muscle failure day.
Yes,
When your muscles have went out. When you don't have any strength anymore, do you hear me say, God? You don't know what to do. You at your wits end. Do you hear me say, God? And when you at the place when you don't know what to do.
My God.
When you at the place when you say, God, you got your right towel. And we know a white towel means that I'm getting ready to give up. You got your white towel and you're about to get ready to throw it in. But before you get ready to throw in your white towel, you see Jesus shows up on the water. Oh, he ain't gonna let you go down. He ain't gonna let you go down in despair. He ain't gonna let you go down in darkness. You just need to hold on. The fourth watch. The fourth watch. Jesus shows up in the fourth watch. Oh my God, the fourth watch. When the children of Israel came out of Egypt. Oh my God. And when the Egyptians was behind them, the Bible said that God had parted the Red Sea. But when he parted the Red Sea, the Bible said that the Egyptians came in behind them. And when you read that text, the Bible said in the morning watch, which means in the fourth watch, the angel looked down at the cloud and he troubled the Egyptians. You hear me say, God? See, God will trouble your enemies in the fourth watch. You hear me say, God? They said, all the enemy is getting close up on us.
Yes, Lord.
God, they are on us. But God let your enemy get so close to you, and then God steps in. You hear me say, God, Jacob, whose name is Trickster. The Bible said he was left there all alone. And a man came out of nowhere.
My God.
God sent the angel to wrestle with Jacob.
Yes.
He said, I'm going to break them deceiving waves off you. He said, I'm going to break them waves off you when you always cunning people. You hear me say, God. And the Bible said that the angel wrestled with Jacob all night long. But the Bible said when he got to the fourth watch, the Bible said that the angel told Jacob, let me go because it's the fourth watch. He said the day's going to get ready to break. Because when the fourth watch comes, daylight comes. We've been made new for a night. But joy comes in the morning. You hear me say, God. And Jacob was wrestling with the angel. Let me go. The daybreak is getting ready to come. The fourth watch. Jacob said, I will not let you go. Because saints of God, God trying to get some of us to our fourth watch when we make that declaration, God, I'm not going to let you go until you bless me. I'm not going to let you go until you heal me. I'm not going to let you go until you deliver me. I'm not going to let you go until you empower me. I'm not going to let you go until you strengthen me. I'm not going to let you go until you strengthen me, until you direct me. You hear me, saints of God? He said, I'm not let you go.
My God.
And the fourth watch, his name would change. He said, what is your name? He said, my name is Trickster. He said, God said, your name should not be Trickster anymore. Your name should be Prince. You hear me say, God, oh, saints of God, you got a name change down in the fourth watch. And some of you saints of God, you got to get down to your fourth watch because God is trying to change your name. It's some storms that going to come your way. It's some trials that going to come your way. It's some problems that going to come your way. It's going to be some people that's going to leave you. It's going to talk about you. It's going to be some men that's going to dog you out. It's going to be some women that's going to dog you out. Why? Because God is trying to break you. God is trying to get you down to the fourth watch. His name will change in the fourth watch.
Fourth watch.
Jesus was put in the tomb,
Yes, Lord.
laid there 3 days.
Yes.
But the Bible said in the morning, they went to the tomb to see was he there. And the angels that were standing there, they said, you see Jesus of Nazareth. They said, he's not here, he is risen. It was at the fourth watch when Jesus got up out of the tomb. You hear me say to God, it's something about the fourth watch. In the fourth watch, Jesus came walking on the water. When he knew they couldn't do no more. When he knew their arms and their emotions was gone. When he knew they didn't know what to do. When he seen them crying. When he seen them complaining and arguing with each other. And I already wrote, it's your time to roll. See, you start getting frustrated. You start arguing with your brothers and sisters around you. You start trying to find fault with God and find fault with everybody else. You hear me say, God, that's how you know you in your fourth watch. But all you just need to wait just a little bit longer. Because we've been made good for a night, but joy comes in the morning. Jesus.
Yes, Lord. Thank you,
And
Lord.
walking on the water. And when they see Jesus, the Bible said they screamed. It's a spirit. They got afraid. They was going through so much that they didn't even know that Jesus was coming towards them.
Yes, Lord.
Couldn't even recognize him.
Yes.
Because sometimes when you go through something, go through storms, I've been there. When Jesus show up, you don't even know that it's Jesus.
Oh, my God.
You think it's a spirit. You think it's the enemy. You hear me, saints of God. When Jesus came, they cried out with fear. They said, because when you go through something like that, you can't trust nobody.
Yes,
Oh, I got to watch on both sides of me and behind me. Do you hear me? People already betrayed me, backstabbed me, and left me. Do you hear me, saints of God? The Bible said they seen Jesus. They say it's a spirit.
It's a spirit.
And Jesus said, it is I. Be of good courage. That's how you know when it's Jesus' voice.
Yes, Lord.
Jesus will tell you to have boldness and peace even when you're going through the storm.
Yes, Lord.
You can tell Jesus' voice from the devil's voice.
Yes,
I'm not rushing for nobody. You got to go ahead and go.
Yes, Lord.
But Jesus will tell you while you're going through the storm, peace be still. That's how you know it's God.
Yes, Lord.
When God said, lay down and go to sleep and stop worrying about that.
Yes,
You hear me say to God, he said, be not afraid.
Be not
Yes.
afraid.
It is I. Peter said, Lord, if it's really you, bid me to come to you on the water.
Yeah.
Not only were they able to see Jesus, they didn't even know his voice.
Yes.
God is trying to get you to a place where you can understand and know his voice.
Yeah.
Sometimes you go through trials and tribulation, God is trying to teach you how to know his voice. They have been around Jesus all that time and didn't even hear Jesus when Jesus said, be not afraid.
Be not
Not
afraid.
afraid. Yes, Lord.
Didn't even know his voice.
My God.
Because there's some storms you'll go through. You won't know if it's Jesus' voice, the devil's voice, or whose voice it is.
Yes.
But God is trying to teach you how to be able to recognize his voice.
Yes.
Do you hear me? Says God. And Jesus, Peter said, if it be you.
If it be you.
He still was doubting a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
If it be you, bid me to come.
Bid me to come.
He did like Gideon. He put a fleece out.
Uh-huh.
Because sometimes we got to put a fleece out. I don't really know if it's God. But I'm
Yes.
going to put this fleece out and God can move on that. And then God, I'll go ahead and step out.
Yes.
And with one word, Jesus told Peter, come.
Come.
One word from God can change your whole life.
Yes.
He
Yes.
spoke one word and the Bible says Peter stepped down out of the boat.
Yes.
Start walking on the water. Saints of God, the first miracle that you really have is you getting off that boat.
Yes.
You hear me? Saints of God, you can't stay on that boat that you've been in all your life. Peter was on that boat for so long, but Jesus gave him a word and said, come. Saints of God, God is calling you off your boat.
Yes.
And God is calling you off your porch like smoking, sitting out there smoking weed all day. God is calling you off your porch. Do you hear me? Saints of God, God is calling you off the club. Do you hear me? Saints of God, God is calling you out the strip club and off the dope house. Come on, saints of God. He called Peter. He said, come.
Come.
Yes, Lord.
One word from God can change your whole life. The only thing God got to say is heal. Guess what? And you heal. The only thing God got to say is deliver. Guess what? And you deliver. The only thing God got to say is restore. Guess what? And you restore. The only thing God got to say is revive. Guess what? And you'll be revived. It don't take over one word from God
One word. One word.
to change your life.
Yes, Lord. Thank you.
With
Jesus.
one word.
Thank you, Jesus.
If God tell you to come, don't you know he going to give you the power to come?
Yes.
God ain't going to tell you to come now and don't give you the power to come out. When the preacher is preaching and say God is calling you out your darkness and calling you out your sickness and calling you out your confusion, if God told him to tell you to come, he going to give you the power so you can bust a move.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Come.
Come.
One word from God.
Yes, Lord.
Come out that house of fear. Some of you in the house of fear right now.
My God.
Some of you in the house of darkness right now. Some of you in the house of depression right now. Some of you in the house of bondage right now.
My God.
You in the house of Lodabar. Well, I don't know what to do. I'm at my wit's end. I'm just so tired. Some of you in the house of suicide. You ain't number one decision away from taking your life. You know why? Because you in the house of suicide. But Jesus told me to tell you, come.
Come.
You hear me say, God? And Jesus say, come. You can come out of that situation. God called Pastor almost 20 years ago, and with one word, God said, someone, come, and I came. You hear me say, God? I came out that darkness. I came out that dilemma. I came out that confusion. I came out that stupor. You hear me say, God? With one word, come.
Come.
Yes, Lord.
One word, Peter stepped out of the boat
Yes, Lord.
and started walking on water.
Yes.
Oh my God, to go to Jesus. How was Jesus walking on the water?
My God.
Gravity had to be suspended.
Yes, Lord.
Do you hear me, saints of God? Gravity is the force that keeps us down on earth. But what Jesus did, he suspended the law of gravity.
My God.
Do you hear me? At the spot where he was walking at, there was no gravity. Jesus was walking on water.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, saints of God? Jesus is the only God who can supersede natural laws.
Yeah.
Do you hear me, saints of God? Look at when he turned water into wine.
Yes, Lord.
That's what you call the law of chemistry, which means different liquids and different elements that people mix together. Do you hear me say to God? Well, Jesus turned the water into wine. He superseded the law of chemistry. You got to see how powerful Jesus is. Now when he looked at the water, it blushed. You hear me say to God? It turned the wine because he superseded the law of chemistry.
Yes, Lord.
My God.
Superseded gravity.
Yes,
Say, gravity, stop working.
yes, Lord.
It's like us cutting this light switch off, and the lights cut off. That's how powerful your God is. He cut off the switch of gravity. Jesus told gravity, don't work right here, and don't work where Peter's walking at.
My God.
Because if he just would have removed gravity, the boat would have flew off the earth, the water would have flew up. If gravity stopped right now because the earth is spinning so fast, if gravity was to stop, guess what? The oceans will fly in space. Everything that's not nailed down will fly off the earth. Even us as humans, we will begin to float up. You hear me say to God? Because there was no gravity. But God is so powerful that he told gravity, I want you to work everywhere else, but don't work right here. You hear me say to God? Why you serve an almighty God? You hear me say to God? Peter
Yes, Lord.
walked on water.
Walked on water.
Got close to Jesus.
Uh-huh.
Walking away from his friends in the boat.
Mm-hmm.
I had to go see Jesus.
Yes.
Some of you need to walk away from the crowd.
Yes, Lord.
They've been having you bound for years and years.
Yes,
He walked on the boat, on the water to Jesus.
Uh-huh.
As long as he had his mind on Jesus, he didn't even know he was doing the miraculous. He was walking on water. Got close to Jesus and saw the winds. Took his eyes off Jesus just for a split second.
Yes.
And fear gripped his heart.
My
Oh my God. I'm walking on water. And winds and waves are clashing everywhere.
Yes.
Now I got the revelation that I'm doing something that I know I couldn't do if it weren't for Jesus. He looked at the water and the Bible said he began to sink.
Yes.
Because if you take your eyes out of Jesus, that's when your life start going down or devil's Pharaoh.
Yes.
And some of you right now, you done took your eyes out of Jesus. Oh yes you have. You took your eyes out of Jesus. You put it on some man. You put it on some woman. You put it on your job. You put it on your bank account. You took your attention out of Jesus and you put it on something else. And ever since you took your eyes out of Jesus, your life been sinking.
My God. My God.
He was sinking.
Yes.
He was sinking. He started going down.
Yes.
And Jesus watched him go down.
My God.
Didn't even move a muscle until he did something. Lord, save me. You hear me say something? And immediately, Jesus stretched out his hand. Do you hear me?
Yeah.
And picked him up. That's all you got to say. Say to God. And then say, God, save me.
Save
God, I need you to save me. God, I need you to deliver me. God, I need you to preserve me. God, I need you to set me free. God, I need you to heal me. God, save me.
Save me, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
Save
You
me.
can't weather the storm until you tell Jesus to save you.
Yes,
You
Lord.
can't weather the storm until you come on to God. Be able to say to God.
Yes,
Save me,
Lord.
Lord.
Dr. Phil ain't gonna help you.
Yes, Lord.
Oprah, Super Soul Sunday, whatever she called it, that ain't gonna help you.
Come on.
Ellen ain't gonna help you.
Come on.
You gotta call out to Jesus.
Yeah.
OG Mike on the corner ain't gonna help you.
Come on.
Lil Boosie ain't gonna help you.
Come on.
Gucci Mane, they say he getting married, but Gucci Mane can't help you.
Come on.
You even say to God, you gotta call out to Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Lord,
Yes.
save me.
Save me,
I
Lord.
know you got the power to save me. When he called him Lord, he was saying Master.
Yes.
I know you got all power.
Yes.
I know you can do all things but fail.
Yes.
I know you're omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent. Give him a sense, God. Jesus.
Yes, Lord.
Save me.
People in the graveyard now,
Yes, Lord.
they went before their time because they want to do what Peter did. Lord, save
Save
me.
me. Save me, Lord.
I'm going to let Mary Jane and alcohol save me.
My God.
I'm going to let little bump and grind save me.
Jesus.
And they never saved them, and they're in the grave right now. But you got some of us right now that's walking, who should have been in the ground, but we knew how to say, Lord, save me.
Yes.
See, Pastor told God this 20 years ago, Lord, save me. When I told God to save me, God brought me out of alcoholism. God brought me out of sexism. God brought me out of drugs and brought me out of darkness. Do you hear me? Say to God, oh God, deliver my mind. God, lift the burden and scourge and broke the chain and broke the feather. Do you hear me? God, lift the burden and broke the soul tie. Do you hear me? Say to God, all because I said, Lord, save me.
Save me, Lord. Save me.
I put down the pride.
Yes, Lord.
I put down my game.
Yes, Lord.
I put down what I thought I knew about life.
Yeah.
And now that I look back on that crazy old man, you would have took your pride to hell with you.
My God.
And the only thing you would have had in hell would have been your pride.
Jesus.
Because the Bible says every knee is going to bow and every tongue is going to confess that Jesus Christ is Lord. And let me tell you, some people in hell right now, they on their knees, and guess what they crying out for? They crying out for Jesus. Oh, they got the revelation right now, but it's too late right now. You hear me say to God? Because God said, I've been telling you. He said, whosoever call on the name of the Lord shall be saved. If you call out to God, God will save you. You have to stay in that place that you in. Do you hear me? You need to say, Lord, save me.
Save me, Lord. Yes, Lord.
Pastor got the pump and prime you. Come on, say, thank you, Jesus. Just say, God, do it. Say, God, turn around. And you wearing a pastor, you're the Lord, I ask you to touch me. Guess what? You ain't going to get nothing from God like that. The effectual fervent prayer of a righteous man availeth much. You got to open your mouth and say, Lord, save me.
Save me,
I'm
Lord.
not going to let the pastor cry to God for me more than I cry to God for myself. You even say to God, I don't care about who's around me.
Yes, Lord.
Thank you,
You
Lord.
don't know the hell that I'm going through. You don't know the darkness that I'm going through. You don't know the torment that I'm going through. It took me a lot of strength just to get up and come into the house of God. And you want to sit there and look at me crazy because I'm praising God. But I'm just like David. Oh, I'm going to praise him with all my might. I'm going to lay it down. I'm going to worship him. I'm going to lift him up. Do you hear me say, God? He's King of King and Lord of Lord and ruler of ruler. Do you hear me say, God? Jesus.
Yeah. Jesus.
Everybody who's around me.
Oh,
I'm weak because I'm serving God.
My God.
But Paul said, when I'm weak, I'm strong. Because the power of God rests on me.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
I
yeah,
want
yeah.
you to see me go through some storms.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So you can see how Pastor react. Oh, Pastor, and I'm going through this. And then they were so close with God. How come they going through this?
My
And how
God.
come- That's the reason why we going through it. Because we close to God.
Yeah, yeah,
we
yeah,
saints to
yeah,
God.
yeah, yeah,
Before we came to God, we wasn't going through it. But now since we serve God, we going through it.
Come on, sir.
Thank you for the trials and the tests.
Thank you, Lord.
They make me stretch out before you, oh God.
Thank you,
And
Lord.
say, God, I need you.
I need
God, I
you.
can't make it without you. God, I need you. More than the earth that I breathe. More than the fish in water. You say, God, oh God, I need you. I can't make it without you. This is what Pastor is praying in the nighttime hours. This is what Pastor is praying when he in his prayer room. God, I can't make it without you. God, I can't make it without you. God, I can't make it without you. I can't come through without you. I can't break out without you. Oh God, I need you. God, I need your word. God, I need your power. God, I need your anointing. God, I need your glory. God, I need your word, oh God. God, I need your resurrection, oh God. God, I need you.
I need you, Lord. Hallelujah.
Lord, save me.
Need you, Lord.
And
Hallelujah.
immediately, because immediately God will save you if you just say, God, save me.
Immediately.
And Jesus picked him up.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, Lord.
He said, O ye of little faith,
Yes.
why did you doubt?
My God.
Now, I want to show you that Peter moved up another place in faith.
My
Yes,
God.
Lord.
When you read Mark's chapter,
Yes.
the Bible said, Jesus told them, y'all don't got no faith.
No
When
faith.
the first storm came, they didn't have no faith.
Uh-huh.
But the second storm,
Yeah,
Peter
yeah.
said, I learned something.
I learned something.
I know to call out to Jesus.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
man walked on water. Ain't nobody else walked on water. Nobody but Peter.
Yes.
His friends made fun of him. You started sinking. He said, yeah, but I walked on water.
I walked on
And you
water.
got to remember, saints of God, the Bible said when Jesus pulled them out that water, the Bible said both of them walked to the boat together.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
Peter
yeah,
turned
yeah.
back around and started walking on water again.
Yes,
It's something about your God that your God will redeem you.
Yeah.
Even when you messed up, God said, I'm going to give you another chance.
Hallelujah.
God don't like to see his children fail. You hear me say to God,
Yes, Lord.
God said, Peter, get up and let's do it again.
Let's
And
do
that's
it
the word of
again.
God to some of you right now today. You say, I messed up, I got outside God's will, but Jesus is telling you, baby, get up and walk with me and let's do it again.
Let's do it
Lord.
again.
Yes,
Thank you, Lord. Do it,
Got to the
God.
boat.
Yes, Lord.
When you read John's account, John said as soon as Jesus stepped on the boat, the wind ceased.
It ceased.
I told you need Jesus to help you weather the storm.
Yes.
Can you hear me say to God, let Jesus get on your boat. You got everybody else on your boat and everybody else in your business, but you need to let Jesus get on your boat.
Yes.
As soon as Jesus got on the boat, the wind said, shh. And John said immediately they was at the shore.
Yes, Lord.
We was in the middle of the ocean.
My God.
Now we at our destination.
Yes, Lord.
Some of you need to understand God is getting ready to redeem the time with you.
Oh,
You
God.
lost a lot of time along the
Thank
way.
you for redeeming the
But if you
time.
cry out to Jesus, he said, I'm going to redeem the time.
Thank
said,
you
"I'm
for
backslidden,
redeeming
I
the
got out of
time."
God's presence. And you said, I feel like I lost a whole lot of time in God.
Thank
But
you for
God said,
redeeming.
come.
Thank you for
And when you
redeeming
come, I'm
the
going to
time.
redeem the time.
Hey!
I'm
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
put you
yeah, yeah,
back
yeah,
on the
yeah.
right spot.
Oh, yes,
Look at
Lord.
Jonah.
Thank you,
The
Jesus.
fish swallowed Jonah up. Jonah lost a lot of time because he disobeyed God.
Yeah, yeah,
But when he
yeah.
cried out to God, the fish spit him out of his mouth.
Yes, Lord.
Ran close to Nineveh.
My
And
God.
Jonah took off running
Took off.
towards Nineveh.
Yes,
I
Lord.
can't feel him this time. Do you hear me? Thanks to God. The Bible said he preached in Nineveh 1 day or 3 day journey.
My
Do you hear me?
God.
Thanks to God.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
God redeemed the time.
Redeem the
And since
time.
God can redeem the time.
He can redeem the
I don't care
time.
what you did. I don't care how you feel him.
Yeah.
It's worthy for somebody. I'm
Yeah,
telling
yeah,
you.
yeah, 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 yeah.
One of you, God been preaching to you the whole time
My
that
God.
you been sitting up in here.
Jesus.
And God is trying to get across to you. You said, I failed, I messed up miserably. But God said, I can redeem the time.
Redeem
He said,
the
you just
time.
call out to me and say, Lord, save me. He said, let me help you weather that storm that you're
Yes.
going through. He said, you can't weather it on your own. He said, you can't come out on your own. He said, you're going to need me.
Yes. Yes, Lord.
If you think you
Hallelujah.
don't need him now, you're going to need him then.
Oh, yes.
Stand on your feet, saints of God.
Hallelujah.
If you need prayer, I want you to come. Don't come if you don't need prayer now. Only if you need